How's it going, guys, and thanks for visiting my channel. I hope everybody's doing well, and today I got some microphones to show you guys here. As a matter of fact, I'm actually reviewing both of this microphone in one video. The top one here is a broadcast podcast microphone from Polsen, which is the MC-POD or MC-POD, and the bottom one here is a generic microphone. It's the MD-USX1 microphone. They're both dynamic microphones. Now this particular mic here on top, it almost seems like they actually read my mind when they actually sent me this microphone to review, because I'm actually doing a segment that requires 3 people to do a podcast. So I'm going to be doing a thorough review on these microphones here, so stick around, don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Now this microphone here is off. You're going to be hearing the audio of this later. Right now is the usual microphones that I use for all my reviews here on top of my head. So this particular microphone here is made of metal. It's quite beefy. It weighs exactly 1 pound, and the front grille here is quite strong. So this is the type of design that it's going to pretty much take a beating. I would recommend you to do this to your microphone, especially condenser microphones, which is even more sensitive. But this microphone here is actually a dynamic microphone, which can take a couple falls, I would say, without breaking the microphone, but try not to do that. I also like that it comes with a yoke, because it's always welcome, because you can actually position the microphone any way you want, instead of just turning sideways, which is a big plus. And also this accepts a regular 5/8 thread, and also comes with the 5/8 to 3/8 adapter. And as you probably know, dynamic microphones, they require no phantom power, 48 volts or anything like that. You simply plug in the XLR microphone here to whatever device that it supports XLR, such as a camera or a particular recorder. Now this microphone here does not come with any on-off switches or any cut-off filters of any kind. It's just the microphone itself, again with the XLR output. It also does not come with a stand, so if you want to do your podcasting or anything holding on a boom or whatever, you have to buy your own stand, which, by the way, I'm going to actually leave in the description here, this particular stand, because I just bought this, and this is actually one of the best stands for $25 that I've ever seen. It comes with a counterweight, and you can actually put 4 of those microphones here, and the stand is not going to tilt. And just a quick disclaimer here, that Polsen has sent me this microphone to test it out. That doesn't alter my review in any way. Plus, this video is not sponsored by them, and also I don't get paid to say anything here. So it seems like they almost read my mind, because I actually need urgent podcast microphones, which I have a show with interviews to film this weekend, and that requires a podcast microphone, and especially for the price of this microphone here. So this one here they sent to me for free to test it out, but I actually ordered 2 more immediately, because I need a podcast microphone for this price. Of course, there are microphones that sound a lot better than this, but you're talking about $79. If you want to be doing a podcast yourself, you can buy microphones over $1,000. But when you have a lot of people touching this microphone here, this is going to be the perfect microphone. And if something breaks here, I only lost less than $80. So this microphone is going to be perfect to take on the road, so everybody can actually play, speak, or talk on this microphone. Now the primary features on this microphone that I see, at least to me, the most important ones, this whole thing is made of metal. This is a cardioid pattern microphone, which means you can actually speak right here, and the sound is rejected from the sides and also from the back of the microphone. Also, the pop filter that's built in on this device here, they did a good job, because even without a pop filter, which I highly recommend that you absolutely must definitely buy. So when you actually speak on the microphone right here, the plosives like Peter, Paul, words with B, and etc., you can actually avoid even less when you actually install a simple pop filter here, or even the fancy ones that come with a little disc here with a little mesh. Those are even better. But on the go, this is actually what you should at least use on this microphone here. And also the frequency, there's a chart here. This particular one came with a chart, which is always a good idea to look at the microphone box of the manual, because the flatter the line, the better. So the frequency is from 20 Hertz to 20,000 Hertz, which actually is the human hearing. So this particular microphone here is pretty much a flat line, as you can see here. And there's a slight raise on the upper frequencies, which is also good, because the S's and stuff like that, it's going to actually be more pronounced, but at the same time without the harsh sibilances. But this particular microphone here, for most users, especially if you're not a professional broadcaster, I think this does the job very well. And also don't forget that you can always enhance the sound in post-production, such as adding EQ, compression, de-essers, and etc. This particular microphone here is an AND address microphone. If you don't know what that is, it's very simple. The AND address and the top address microphones are the microphones that you're actually supposed to speak on top of the microphone microphone here, such as this one and this one here. The side address microphones is simply the microphone that you actually speak on the side, such as this microphone here. So you don't speak on top because this actually is a side address microphone, so the sound is actually rejected from the top of the microphone because the capsule is right here on the side. You see that, the little golden thing here? So end address are these microphones and these microphones here. All the other specifications here regarding this microphone, to the tiniest detail, they are readily available at the B&H website, but also I'm going to leave some screenshots over here so you can actually pause the video and read whatever it is that you need to read regarding this microphone. This particular microphone here is a cardioid pickup pattern, which means it rejects sound from the side and also from the end of the microphone here, which means it is safe for you to put a speaker monitor on your stage in case you're setting up your own show or whatever. Whatever microphone that you plan to purchase, regardless of its price, and if it is a condenser microphone, if it is a dynamic microphone, cardioid pickup pattern, supercardioid, hypercardioid, subcardioid, all those things, what matters is if you know how to speak on a microphone, because there are a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, probably 90% of the world doesn't know how to speak on a microphone. Funny thing is, if you give this microphone to a 4-year-old, he's going to be actually holding the microphone 45 degrees, right on axis, and about an inch from the mouth, which is perfect. Now, give a microphone to most adults, they're going to be doing all kinds of weird things about the microphone, especially speaking this far here. Sometimes I've seen priests holding the microphone like this here, or this way here. So simply speak on the microphone this way, that's all you gotta do. If you want to do podcasting, there's only one way to speak properly on this microphone here, which is no more than 1 inch away from the microphone or half an inch. If you let your lips touch this microphone here, that means you are actually way too close speaking to the microphone, and it's not gonna sound okay, especially the plosives like B words or P words, that's not gonna sound okay. And again, I highly recommend that you actually install at least a pop filter like this, or much better, one of those little discs, the little mesh thing that you actually install over here, that's going to be even better. So the maximum distance from any microphone, doesn't matter if it is this microphone, or this microphone here, you want to speak about an inch away from the microphone. Don't let your lips touch the microphone, but never do this. This is the correct way on any microphone. As soon as you start doing this, your voice, again, it's going to sound very teeny and it's not going to sound great. One important factor to consider regarding the sound quality of a microphone, for example, this one here is only $79, but depending on the device that you choose to record this particular microphone here, it can sound like $1 million, while the $1,000 microphone recording on a device that has a very cheap preamplifier can really sound horrible. So it really matters the type of device that you actually are recording with. For example, camcorders, even the ones that have built-in XLR, the preamplifiers, they're okay. They have occasional, noise floor. These devices here, the noise floor is practically non-existent or to a very low level. Now, if you want to go really high, you can actually choose a Sound Devices. This is the brand, Sound Devices. Those things are going to actually make this microphone, every little detail, the high end, the low end, the mid range, you can hear the same detail on a cheaper recorder, because that's just not possible. Just like a high-end hi-fi system, when you pay thousands of dollars for an amplifier, you can actually hear things on the song that you probably didn't hear before on a boom box. That makes a huge difference. And also, even if you have the high-end recording devices, also learn how to speak properly on a microphone, because if you speak this far away, again, it's not going to sound great. I'm not saying that you have to eat the microphone, but actually speak as close as possible to the microphone. Even on this one here, most YouTubers, they actually shoot with the microphone shot, but you can't do this on a corporate video or an actual movie scene, right? So the microphone is right here, as you can see. So it is actually placed off frame, but as close as possible to my mouth, because every inch is worth gold. The closer you get to the microphone, the better it sounds. Since you guys are here to watch an actual review of a microphone, without further ado, let's show you guys how this microphone sounds like. Alright, here's the actual sound that you guys been waiting for. I'm speaking directly into the Polsen MC-POD podcast microphone, and my mouth is about half an inch away from this microphone here. And this is actually the way you should speak on a podcast mic, because if you do this, look what happens to your voice, right? It sounds this way here. So I would recommend that you actually always keep this distance here, right? So when you shout, you just back it up a little bit, and then you actually talk this way here, just like a singer does. So I'm also going to be doing a handling test noise here to see how this microphone reacts. The cool thing is, don't expect any thuds on your sound. It's not going to ruin your speakers. As you can see, I'm actually doing the handling test here. I'm actually adjusting the mic as it's recording, and everything is minimal noise. Of course, when you touch things, it's gonna make noise, but it's not like a huge noise that's gonna be like, blowing up the levels here. So I'm actually also gonna be typing on this keyboard here. It's like a regular Bluetooth keyboard. So I'm actually trying to type like behind the microphone here while I'm speaking, and it sounds like this, just the keyboard only. And like I was saying, this is a pretty simple microphone. There are no attenuation switches here or wind cut switches or anything like that. It's pretty much the microphone and the XLR cable. Through this whole time here, you've been listening to the raw sound of the microphone, just between you and the microphone itself. You can always add some post-production things such as EQ, reverb, or compression, DS, or whatever it is that you want. I would say in my particular use here, a little bit of EQ and some compression. This is what I like to do. So I'm actually going to be applying these effects right now. A little bit of compression and some equalization here. Now, one important thing, don't forget to use a pop filter here. Again, it can be an inexpensive product like this here, or if you want to go all crazy with the actual big disc over here, that's what I would actually highly recommend. And this is how it sounds like without the pop filter. As you can see, they are definitely present, so you actually have to back out, or you can actually speak off axis, which is the same volume of your voice, so only your breath is not actually hitting this one here. So if you want to speak like this without the pop-out filter, so you can do pa, 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 but still you can hear the plosives here. So with this thing back on here, you can actually sound like this here. Plosives, Polsen, Polsen, Peter, butter, butter. So, and a little bit far away here, Polsen, butter, Peter, and it will sound like this here. So it handles noise and plosives very well. And again, this is only a $79 microphone. And also one important thing, let's do a noise floor test here. I'm going to be quiet for 10 seconds. The only noise present right now is this light here that runs on a fan. So I'm actually going to be doing a noise floor test with and without the light here. So I'm going to be quiet for 10 seconds so you can actually check it out. Now I'm going to be doing a noise floor test again without any noise whatsoever. This is a pretty dead quiet room. Now right now in the studio here, every single device that makes noise, it has been shut down, and this is the actual 10 seconds of the noise floor again, so you can actually hear how clean this microphone sounds. Now, like I was saying, they sent me this microphone here, and I bought two more. And these microphones, they don't come with a pouch or a case or anything whatsoever. I took about an hour to find this on Amazon, which is the perfect case. This case was very inexpensive, and I actually forgot that the size, I was measuring here and there, but then I actually forgot this thing in the middle here makes the box, the case smaller, right? But I still could fit perfectly all three microphones. So the actual cut that I did here, I'm going to show you guys what I did. So one microphone goes this way here, and the other two, they go that way so they don't touch each other. So I can actually successfully fit three Polsen MC-POD microphones right here. The other accessories you have to carry somewhere else, but the microphones are going to be very nice and safe here. And when you close this case here, nothing moves at all. So as you can see, this slot number one fits perfectly. Just the thing has to rise a little bit here, but it does close 100%. Case is closed here. This microphone here costs about $59, and this whole thing is made of metal. It weighs about 12 ounces, pretty heavy. And actually the soldering job here, I mean, don't do this. I'm just gonna show you guys the soldering job that they did here. And don't ever touch this capsule here. Don't mess with this because you're gonna break the microphone. So actually I'm just gonna look at the soldering job here, which is a minimum amount of soldering. Everything looks nice. There's nothing that's like leaking out or anything like. So they did a pretty job here as far as soldering the wires. Also, this microphone features a pop filter built in here, but you're still going to need a pop filter like this. It's very important to avoid plosives. So the package comes with the microphone itself, also the microphone clip, in which also comes with a 3/8 adapter in case you don't have the 5/8 size thread here, and it also comes with the stand here. This whole thing is made of metal and rubber here, some kind of it's more like plastic, but the actual legs are made of metal. It's very sturdy. I'm not going to be actually using this stand for my microphones. I usually prefer big stands like this. I'm actually going to be using this for other things such as placing a recorder on the table, which is kind of cool, with a little ball mount to hold something else. But for the microphone, I always suggest to use a stand like this here. And the actual microphone clip here, for the first time you actually unbox this, very gently, just pry open just a little bit like this. There you go. And the microphone is going to slide here and still very snugly this way here. So it comes off and goes in very easily, and it's very tight. The microphone doesn't turn all over the place. And again, you can actually leave the 3/8 adapter here. There's no need to remove it, but you can if you want. So if you actually have a mic stand that has the 5/8 thread, leave the 3/8 threads in here. It doesn't get in the way. As you can see, it's actually deep enough to serve both. So this particular one here is a 3/8, and you can quickly mount it right here. And again, I prefer stands like this because I just prefer bigger stands here. It's a lot nicer. And there you go. And you can speak the microphone like this here, or you can get it higher if you want, as high as you want. Now, as you know, this microphone allows you to use in two ways: via the XLR through a recorder or something similar, or via USB through your computer, and you still can actually monitor your sound here using a headphone. Now, one very important thing, the first time you're going to hook this up via USB on your computer, because again, which is a good thing to me, it is, this microphone is pretty hot, which means the sensitivity is very sensitive microphone, almost similar to a condenser microphone, but this is a dynamic microphone. So if you try to hook this up on a computer, pretty much anything you want to say on the microphone, even from this distance here, is gonna be clipping. Okay, so the only thing you have to do is to configure the microphone using your Windows computer, your Mac, or whatever. I have a Windows platform here, so what you have to do is to go to the settings, which I'm gonna be showing you guys here, recording a screen, every step that you need. As soon as you get this microphone and watch this video here, is a very simple step to make sure this microphone will sound beautiful on your computer. So whether you are a loud person that speaks very close to the microphone, or if you are the type of person that likes to speak far away, which I'd never recommend you speak on a microphone this far, but if this is what you want to do, or if you are a quiet person, just again, calibrate the microphone on your computer the way you like it to sound. If you want to do another test right here, all I have to do is to redo the calibration. If you decide to go loud and close to the microphone, no problem, do it again. Now the cool thing is, whatever it is that your Windows calibrate the microphone, it also transfers the same calibration to your editing software if you use Adobe Premiere or whatever on the computer. So when you actually use that microphone to record inside your Adobe Premiere as a USB mic, it's not going to clip. And some softwares, they allow you to actually regulate the gain of the microphone. Most people that don't have fancy software, they definitely will need that little calibration. And also the manual also tells them before you attempt to use the microphone if you don't want any clipping or distortion. So there you go. Another very important thing, this doesn't come with a pop filter, but I highly recommend that you buy one. This costs less than $3-5, so make sure you have your pop filter to avoid plosives and words with P and B and etc. The only thing plastic on this microphone here are the headphone volumes up and down and the on and off switch. Everything else here is made of metal, and again, this is a pretty heavy microphone. It feels good in the hand because it slides like, it's a pretty heavy microphone. So, and another thing, did you ever notice that condenser microphones, they have the fancy box with a lot of padding going on? Is because they are very sensitive microphones. But in the event you accidentally drop this microphone, for being a dynamic microphone, most likely you will survive the fall depending what kind of fall it is, but try not to do that. And also, even though this is only a $59 microphone, it doesn't matter. I treat the same way as I treat my $2,000 microphones. I just like to take care of the things that I have. So if you have a little bit of care, this is going to last a long time. Another very important thing, whatever microphone it is, cardioid, supercardioid, hypercardioid, omnidirectional, those guys rapping like this here, this looks so cool on the stage, but if you have a very high-end microphone, you automatically, instantly cancel the whole engineering of the microphone by making a supercardioid microphone turn into an omnidirectional microphone just by holding the thing like this. Never do this. If you want to sound like professional, you have to hold the microphone with the tip of the fingers this way. There's no need to hold the microphone like you were, fighting for your life. So hold the microphone like this to the tip of your fingers. Also speak 45 degrees and on axis, not this way, not this way, not this way, and definitely not this way. I want the microphone up here. It's gonna make you sound the best when you speak this way here. It's just a thought, just a suggestion here. Now you're listening to the sound of the Polsen MD-USX1 microphone. I'm speaking the same way I was speaking on this microphone here, about half an inch away from this microphone here. And also the handling noise test. And also this on and off switch here. The good thing is when you turn it off, now when you turn it back on, there's no thud on your system. It's not going to blow up your speakers, because some microphones, when you actually turn it off, you have the big thud, the and I hate that. This one here is clean. On and off. Now a little handling test here. Cable. The actual body here. The stand. So this is a pretty nice microphone, and for the price, you can't go wrong, especially if you're doing like, this microphone here I would actually recommend for like, Zoom meetings or, computer conversations, or even singing on a microphone. Here I'm using a regular recording program that every Windows computer has. I'm running a Windows 10 machine, and I'm speaking about an inch away from the microphone, and this is how this microphone sounds like when you are recording on the computer via USB. And that's the end of my review. Hopefully this video was helpful to you in purchasing these microphones here, either this one or this one here. The majority of equipment that I review here are lighting equipment, but of course I review some audio products because audio is as important as the video, but my channel happens to be mostly a lighting channel. And if you want to consider subscribing to this channel for contents like this, please go ahead. I appreciate it. Also, if you want to give me a thumbs up, I thank you twice. So thank you again for visiting my channel, and I'll see you next time.